and I went to summer school there. Applied to get back into the university in the fall. This was 6 months after I'd been injured, and the university told me I was not admitted because I used a wheelchair.
But I've been involved in the disability advocacy field for over 20 years, but I also like to say that I've been doing it my whole life. And I was mainstreamed into public school in Davenport, Iowa, and I was one of the first people with a disability to do that. And so I remember some hurdles and obstacles that I had to go through to get even an accessible restroom. Having the ADA behind you is very important, and I think in the next couple of years or so, we're going to have to fight to be able to keep the benefits of the ADA that we already have.
In the past, basically, a lot of people were experiencing the same difficulties that I experienced in China as a person with a disability, with discrimination of going to school, education, and inaccessible physical environment and social environment. It is because so many disability advocates who have fought for, disability rights and laws such as ADA that made everything that I can enjoy possible. So that's kind of how I gradually being exposed to disability advocacy and become a disability advocate myself.
And in other countries, when you look at their disability laws, for the most part, most of them do not have to address a right to health care. And if you look at the International Bill of Human Rights, healthcare is deemed a universal right of human beings. So in America, to tinker around the edges, as we have done, will always leave out people with disabilities.
I was in front of the San Antonio World's Fair the year after I was injured, and with a group of friends visiting there. And I had to have a special cup to drink from, and I had a beer in a little plastic cup with a handle on it that sat on a table in front of me, and I was sitting there with my friends chatting, and somebody came by and put 50 cents in my damn cup. And that was so demeaning to me, and it ruined my beer. Which cost more than 50 cents, by the way.
I would say that attitudes are a little better. There used to be this attitude. I remember my mother saying to me, I think I was maybe 12 or so, and she said, when I go to the nursing home, you got to go with me, because she just couldn't perceive that I would live independently from her. And it scared me to death. I'm like, oh, honey, I'm trying to get away from you now, and I'm 12. I don't want to go to the nursing home with you. And so, that attitude that you wouldn't be able to live independently.
We've worked with Johnson County a lot on accessibility, and a couple of years ago, they ranked cities over 100,000 in the country, and Overland Park was number one. And you go, yes, those people over there are learning and trying, and they're not letting stuff that shouldn't be passed in a building inspection go. They're going, no, you got to fix this. This isn't right. So things like that are happening. I think the built environment has really come a long way.
So before I came to US, when I was looking up about universities and things like that, I was so uncertain about whether I would be even allowed to apply and attend schools here as a person with a disability. I remember when I was applying, I encountered some news stories about by ADA and by other laws that grant people with disability the equal rights to education and employment, and also making sure the classroom or the dorm that I stay are accessible to me. those are really profound. And but for me, as a person with a disability and also an immigrant, it gave me a different perspective because of my experience in my home country and also my experience here. I can kind of see how like changes don't just happen itself. It really happens because so many people have made sacrifice and have fought for that.
The next 30 years, I'd like to see where there's a lot more inclusiveness in not only employment, which still needs to be there's a lot of work that needs to be in that area. It's also considered a civil right, and sometimes I think some of those rights, even for the disabled, are being trampled on a little more and more. So we got to continue to fight.